All right. Shalom, shalom. I'd like to start off by saying Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Paul Haloyim La Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Barak Kodash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Well, blessings and salutations to the hopeful elect that scattered abroad, the Akim and the Aquat that's listening in. Yahweh Ratazah, Lord willing that the lesson is edifying. It's the brother Shabbat Mamawan back at you with another lesson. And going into the title, all right, he that ruled the nations in anger is persecuted, all right, and that is speaking of Esau, Edom, all right, the so-called white man, the devil that the Bible speaks of, all right, going into these top banking families, all right, your Rothschilds, Rockefellers, your Bilderbergs, your DuPonts, your Gettys, all right, so forth and so on, right? So these are the ones that rule the world, okay? And they're the ones that are ruling all these different nations. And right now they're ruling, all right, in anger, okay? and why are they in anger? Because they see that their end is approaching, you see? They see that their kingdom, okay, is being brought down to an end, all right? As the scriptures tell you, all right? Let's grab that. This is Ecclesiasticus 10 and get there. Ecclesiasticus 10 and 8. And it reads, because of unrighteous dealings, injuries, and riches got by deceit, the kingdom is translated from one people to another. You see, why is earth in ashes proud? There is not a more wicked thing than a covetous man, for such an one setteth his own soul to sell, because while he liveth, he casteth away his bowels. The physician cutteth off a long disease, and he that is today a king, tomorrow shall die. Okay, so you know the Lord is taking him out of his rulership. You see, and this is why he is ruling these nations in anger, as the scriptures say. All right, in Revelations the 12th chapter. Okay, Revelations 12 and 12, and it reads, woe, it says, therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he has but a short time. Okay, so this devil's in rulership, all right, and he's more than anything, he's trying to get at the men of the Lord, right? He's coming after you Israelites, man, so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, right? He's coming down on our people with great wrath. But at the same time, he's also coming in great wrath after these nations, you see? Because, again, he knows that he has but a short time. He knows that his kingdom is being brought to an end, okay? This is why you see his kingdom being divided. His allies coming up against him, all these other nations coming up against him. Right, as the scriptures say, if Satan cast out Satan, shall the kingdom not be divided? Okay, shall the kingdom not stand? So his kingdom can no longer stand. All right, because the Lord is exposing who this devil is. Okay, let's grab 2 Thessalonians. All right, 2 and 7, and it reads, for the mystery of iniquity does already work. Only he who now letteth will let until he be taken out of the way. And the Lord is the one who's allowing him to rule. All right. You see, he's allowing him to rule because the Lord is going to take him out of the way. Okay. And this is the time that we're at the end of his eon, his era. Okay. So it says, as the scriptures tell you, Esau is the end of the world and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. All right. So this place is going to end under his rulership. Okay. That's that fourth beast. Okay. As a matter of fact, let me grab that real quick. This is second Ezra's 11 and second 39. It says, art not thou it that remaineth of the fourth beast? All right. And when you go back to Daniel, all right, the 7th chapter, that fourth beast was going into that Roman Empire, but you had an extension of that Roman Empire, which is the revival of the ancient Roman Empire. Okay, came back in the time of the Renaissance. All right, which the Renaissance means rebirth. Okay, so it was the rebirth of that ancient Roman Empire, and we're still in that empire to this day. You see, so it says, and it says, "Are not thou it that remainest of the four beasts, whom I have made to reign in my world, that the end of their times might come through them? And the fourth came and overcame all the beasts that were past, and had power over the world with great fearfulness." You see, so this one was the kingdom that was stronger than all the other kingdoms. Okay, that's why they're still in power to this day. Okay, and the Lord set it up to in that manner because it was all prophecy. You see, it says, "And over the whole compass of the earth, which much wicked with Salaka, and over the whole compass of the earth, which with much wicked oppression, and so long time dwelt he upon the earth with deceit." You see, so all right, everyone's being oppressed by this devil for so long. Okay, and the one he oppresses the most is the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians. All right, going back to the nation of Israel. All right, and then he has the rest of these other nations drinking the wine and the philosophies of his ways. Okay, so they are in the same type of mindset of ruling over the Israelites also. You see, so let's go back, okay, to shit, lost it. Hold on, let me go back to Second Thessalonians, but I thought I was going to go back when I pressed back. This is Second Thessalonians 2:7, and it says, "For the mystery of iniquity does already work. Only he who now letteth will let until he be taken out of the way. And then shall that wicked be revealed." Okay, and the Lord is revealing him right now as we speak. All right, as it tells you in Jeremiah the 49th chapter. All right, "I have made Esau bare; he can no longer hide himself." Okay, so the Lord is literally, okay, breaking this man's wickedness down to the T. Okay, and he's doing it through the spirit of the prophets, because the Lord speaks through his prophets. So this is why they're trying to get us off the web. They're trying to take us off the internet. They're always terminating our channels. You know, they'll try to deem us as domestic terrorists. You know, they don't want you to preach the Bible no more because he is being revealed in these last days. You see, so it says, "And then shall that wicked be revealed, whom the Lord Yahweh shall consume with the spirit of his mouth," meaning the prophets, "and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming." Okay, let's grab real quick to prove that is through the mouth of the prophets. All right, this is Hosea. This is Hosea 6:5, and it reads, "Therefore have I hewed them down." Salakia. "Therefore have I hewed them by the prophets. I have slain them by the words of my mouth, and thy judgments are as the light that goeth forth." You see, so the Lord is literally, all right, breaking them in pieces with the mouth of the prophets. Okay, and that's a beautiful thing to see. That's why it's a beautiful time to be alive and having this word, man, because we're seeing, all right, our enemy, all right, being brought down, as the Lord says in Ecclesiasticus, the 24th chapter. Okay, let's grab that real quick. This is, I mean, not 24, 25. Where is it at? 7. "There be 9 things which I have judged in mine heart to be happy, and the 10th I will utter with my tongue. A man that has joy of his children, and he that liveth to see the fall of his enemy." And right now we are witnessing the fall of our enemy, man. Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, the devil that the Bible speaks of. Okay, we're witnessing the fall of all these nations, man. But Esau being the top nation, you see? So it's a beautiful time to be alive, man, because we're living in prophecy, you see? We're breaking this devil down, and we're being brought back into rulership, all right? which Yahushua is the one we're rolling the red carpet out for anyway. All right, because we're exalting Yahushua, and in due time the Lord is gonna exalt us. Oh, okay, so let's grab let me see. Let's grab Isaiah 14 and let's take it from 3. It says, and it shall come to pass in the day that the Lord Yahweh, in that day, Salakia, and it shall come to pass in the day that the Lord Yahweh shall give thee rest from thy sorrow and from thy fear and from the hard bondage wherein thou was made to serve. All right, and we're in those last days. We're in that last captivity. You see, we've been, all right, oppressed so long, okay, that the Lord, yeah, I'm gonna turn this off, that we've been in captivity so long, all right, and we've already served 7 different captivities. All right, this is the last captivity. So the Lord is going to take us away from that. We're no longer going to have to serve in captivity to Esau or to these other nations. All right, as a matter of fact, let me grab Lamentations. This is Lamentations 4 and 20, and it reads, 21, rejoice and be glad, O daughter of Edom, that dwellest in the land of Uz. The cup also shall pass through unto thee. Thou shalt be drunken and shalt make thyself naked. All right, meaning what? Exposed. Shame is going to fall upon them. The punishment of thine iniquity is accomplished, O daughter of Zion. You see? So we're no longer going to have to be in slavery no more, man. He will no more carry thee away into captivity. He will visit thine iniquity, O daughter of Edom. He will discover thy sins. And that's what the Lord is doing. He is visiting him right now, you see? And that's why he's coming down on us with great wrath, man, because he knows that he has but a short time. As the scriptures tell you in Job, all right, let's grab that real quick. The 20th chapter, all right, verse 4, knowest thou not this of old, since man was placed upon earth, that the triumphing of the wicked is short, and the joy of a hypocrite but for a moment. You see, though his excellency, meaning his pride, mount up to the heavens and his head reach onto the clouds, yet he shall perish forever like his own dung. They which have seen him shall say, where is he? Okay, let's grab Job 14 and 5, and it reads, seeing his days are determined, the number of his months are with thee, thou hast appointed his bounds that he cannot pass. You see, so the Lord said that the number of his months are with thee. All right, he don't have much time. You see, we can't look at this in the sense of years, you know, centuries, decades. Okay, the Lord said he has months. This could be over in 2 months from now, a month from now, you know, 4 months from now. Okay, but we can't look at it as in years. That's why when this devil talks about, oh, the agenda 2030, we have 5 years until we do this agenda. That's nonsense, man, because he doesn't have years. He has months, you know, and months to the Lord is seconds, you see? So we're on the Lord's time. All right, so let's go back to Salakia. This is Isaiah 14 and hold on, getting there. Isaiah 14 and 3. And it shall come to pass in the land that the Lord Yahweh shall give thee rest from thy sorrow. And this is why we preach. This is why we do the work of the Lord, so we can enter into that rest, right? And from thy fear and from the hard bondage wherein thou was made to serve, that thou shalt take up this proverb against the king of Babylon. All right, and the king of Babylon right now is DJ Trump. All right, that's that cruel Lord. All right, that tells you in Isaiah 19. Okay, 19 and Salakia. Isaiah 19 and I believe it's 5, 4. And the Egyptians will I give over into the hand of a cruel Lord, and a fierce king shall rule over them. saith the Lord Yahushua and the Lord of hosts. You see, so he is a fierce king. He is a cruel Lord. You see, right now he is being more stout than his fellows. All right, he's literally ruling everybody and trying to bully everybody, man. And this is why all these nations are going to come up against America and destroy it with thermonuclear missiles. All right, 200 million missiles being hit in America. Okay, let's go back to Isaiah 14 and 4. That thou shalt take up this proverb against the king of Babylon and say, how has the oppressed seized? Okay, I mean, Salak, the oppressor seized, the golden city seized. You see, so it's going to be destroyed. All right, the oppressor is going to be destroyed. The golden city, America, Babylon the Great, is going to be destroyed. The Lord Yahweh has broken the staff of the wicked and the scepter of the rulers. He who smote the people in wrath with a continual stroke. Yeah, that's what this devil has always done. He has always attacked with a continual stroke, meaning nonstop. This devil doesn't have no chill mode. He doesn't know how to stop. All right. He's not satisfied with blood. As the scriptures tell you in Habakkuk, let's grab that real quick. Habakkuk 2 and 5. Yeah, also because he transgresseth by wine, he is a proud man. Neither keepeth at home, who enlargeth his desire as hell and is as death, and cannot be satisfied, but gathereth unto him all nations and heapeth unto him all people. You see, shall not all these take up a parable against him and a taunting proverb against him and say, woe to him that increases that which is not his, how long? And to him that laddeth himself with thick clay. All right, with what? With great debt. That's why he's trying to take over everything right now, because he's such in great debt. All right. And this devil's not satisfied with just basically bloodshed, you know, with hell. Okay. He always wants more than what he can actually handle. You see, that's why he's the devil that the Bible speaks of. That's why he has always continually, all right, came with that continual stroke. That's why he is a long disease that has to be cut off. You see, he is one that has taken peace from the earth, as it tells you in Revelations. Let's grab that 6 and 4. And it says, and there went out another horse that was red, and power was given to him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth, and that they should kill one another. And there was given unto him a great sword. You see, so with that great sword, which is his blessing, he's going to do what? All right, he's going to slaughter. He's going to kill everything in his path, destroy everything in his path. He was given the blessing of the sword, and he was given the blessing of the fatness of the earth. So in order for you to have the fatness of the earth, which means to have your hands in every place of the earth, all right, he has to slaughter. He has to use his sword. Okay. So he is one that took peace from the earth. Okay. That's why the nations are mad. All right. Let's grab this. This is Jeremiah 51 and 7. And it says, Babylon has been a golden cup in the Lord's hand that made all the earth drunken. The nations have drunken of her wine. Therefore, the nations are mad. You see, so all these nations are mad at her, man. Okay, because they have followed after their ways. See, they wanted to use America as that cash cow, you know, live off of America, you know, become rich off of America. You see, but it was the worst thing that they had did. You see, Shalom, Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shah, Barakatam. All right, so it was the worst thing that they had did. All right, because they fell into their ways. So now that they fell into their ways, now they're even pissed off that they've done it. You see, that's why. Let's grab this. This is Revelations 11 and 18, and it reads, and the nations were angry, and thy wrath is come, and the time of the dead that they should be judged, and that thou shouldest give reward unto thy servants the prophets, and to the saints, and and them that fear thy name, small and great, and shouldest destroy them which destroy the earth. You see? So the Lord, all right, is going to destroy those that have destroyed the earth. You see? Because of the chaos that he has brought upon this place, man. All right, let's grab Numbers. This is Numbers 35 and 33. And it reads, so ye shall not pollute the land wherein ye are, for blood it defileth the land. And he's known for the what? He's known to drink the wine of violence. All right. He is the border of wickedness. Okay. So with that comes, death. That's why when it says that our people are in agreement with death and hell, right? Because that's what he is. He's death and hell. He brings total hell to you. All right. By, which hell is a condition that we're in, and we're living in hell because of this devil, because the wicked beareth rule, so the people mourn. All right. And death is his favorite thing. That's his normal nature. You see? So it says, and the land cannot be cleansed of the blood that is shed therein, but by the blood of him that shed it. You see? So again, only him that letteth will let until he be taken out of the way. You see? So the Lord is allowing them to do all this just to destroy him. All right. As it tells you in Ecclesiastes 8 and 11. All right. Because sentence against an evil work is not executed speedily. Therefore, the heart of the sons of men is fully set in them to do evil. Though a sinner do evil 100 times and his days be prolonged, yet surely I know that it shall be well with them that fear the Lord Yahweh, which fear before him. But it will not be well with the wicked, neither shall he prolong his days, which are as a shadow, because he feareth not before Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. So, even though this devil's being wicked as hell, he's not being persecuted for it at the moment. All right. The sentence is not executed speedily is because the Lord is preserving him for the day of judgment. Okay. If you go to Job, I believe is Job, I want to say the 21st chapter. All right. 21st and give me one. As a matter of fact, yeah, let me just say the one, but I'm gonna bring out the one I want, but I'm gonna read this. This is the spirit. Job 21 and 17. How oft is the candle of the wicked put out, and how oft cometh their destruction upon them? Yahweh distributeth sorrows in his anger. They are as stubble before the wind, and as chaff, right, that the storm carrieth away. Yahweh layeth up his iniquity for his children. He rewardeth him, and he shall know it. His eyes shall see his destruction, and he shall drink of the wrath of the Almighty. Okay. So let's grab this. This is, I believe it might be 22. I'll grab it right now. The wicked is reserved for the day of judgment, KJV. It was 21. I passed right by it. So this is Job 21 and 30, and it reads, hold on, now I'm bringing it back up. This is in 30 and 21. It says 29. Have ye not asked them that go by the way, and do ye not know their tokens, that the wicked is reserved to the day of destruction? They shall be brought forth in the day of wrath. You see? Who shall declare it to his face? And who shall repay him what he has done? All right. And that's why we as men are on these highways and hedges, all right, standing up against the workers of iniquity, standing up against the evildoers. All right. Because we're preaching his judgment, and he hates it, because he knows now that the prophets are up. Now he has but a short time. You see? Now he has to come with great wrath. All right. Because his days are numbered. So let's go back to Isaiah 14 and 6. He who smote the people in wrath with a continual stroke, he that ruled the nations in anger, is persecuted, and none hindereth. Okay, and he's going to be blotted out, as the scriptures tell you in Psalms 109, all right, and 9. And it reads, let's take it from 8. Let his days be few, and let another take his office. And Yahushua is going to be the one to take his office, according to Ecclesiasticus. Okay, let's grab that real quick. Ecclesiasticus 10:1. And it reads, a wise judge will instruct his people, and the government of a prudent man is well ordered. As the judge of the people is himself, so are his officers, and what manner of man the ruler of the city is, such are all they that dwell therein. An unwise king destroyed this people. And see, we have an unwise king that's ruling, so the people are destroyed here, man. It says, but through the prudence of them which are in authority, the city shall be inhabited. The power of the earth is in the hand of the Lord Yahushua, and in due time he will set over it one that is profitable. Okay, now you go to Daniel. All right, let me grab that. Salakia. This is Daniel 2:21. And he changeth the times and the seasons. He removeth kings and setteth up kings. He giveth wisdom unto the wise, and knowledge to them that know understanding. You see? Daniel 4:17 reads, this matter is by the decree of the watchers, and the demand by the word of the holy ones, to the intent that the living may know that the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men, and give it to whomsoever he will, and setteth up over it the bases of men. You see, so the Lord is what removes kings and takes out and sets up kings. Okay, he has taken this devil that's been the true scum of the earth and has set up the bases of men to rule. All right, but just to show his power to take them down, because they are the vessels of wrath fitted for destruction. You see, so going back to Psalms 109, all right, let his days be few, and let another take his office, right? So we just read that Yahushua is going to be put in his reign instead, okay, according to what? Ecclesiasticus, the 10th chapter. I'm going to read it one more time. Ecclesiasticus 10:4. The power of the earth is in the hand of the Lord Yahushua, and in due time he will set over it one that is profitable. You see, so Yahushua is going to be the profitable one. You see, he's going to bring in a new heavens, a new earth, and there's going to be dwelt with righteousness. Righteousness is going to be established, all right, when the Lord is put in reign. You see, as the scriptures say, when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. You see, so going back to 109 in Psalms and 8, let his days be few. Okay, let his days be few, and let another take his office. Let his children be fatherless, and his wife a widow. Let his children be continual vagabonds. And this is how you know that it's speaking of Esau, because Cain was what? A vagabond, and what's the word? A vagabond and damn, what's the word? Let me grab it real quick. It's in Genesis. This is Genesis 4 and a fugitive. That's what it was. This is Genesis 4:14. 144. I love that. Behold, thou hast driven me out this day from the face of the earth, and from thy face shall I be hid, and from thy face shall I be hid, and I shall be a fugitive and a vagabond in the earth. And it shall come to pass that every one that findeth me shall slay me. So he was made of a vagabond, all right, which is a wanderer, okay? One that has no culture. That's why he steals everybody else's culture. That's why he's always in someone's backyard, because he has no home. He's a fugitive because he's been running from his persecution all the days of his life, okay? And now's the time that his time is up. Now he has to face his judgment. Now he has to go to court. He has to face the judge, which is Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, and the Lord is about to give him life. You see? He about to give him and read him his sentence. Okay, so let's go back. 109 and 10. Psalms. Let his children be continually vagabonds and beg, and let them seek their bread also out of their desolate places. Let the extortioner catch all that he has, and let the stranger spoil his labor. Let there be none to extend mercy unto him, neither let there be any to favor his fatherless children. Let his posterity be cut off, and in the generation following, let their name be blotted out. You see? And that's what we can't wait, man. We can't wait till this devil's taken out of the way and his name is blotted out completely. But before it's blotted out completely, he gonna have to serve his time. He gonna have to serve 1,000 years of captivity, which is gonna feel like 144,000 years. You see? It's gonna, because time is gonna go so slow for this devil. You see? So he's gonna have to serve, all right, the time that the Lord gives to him. And after he serves his 1,000 years, all right, you're going to have, according to Obadiah, let's grab that real quick, Obadiah 1 and 18, and it reads, the house of Jacob shall be a fire, and the house of Joseph, basically the northern kingdom and the southern kingdom, and the house of Joseph a flame, and the house of Esau for stubble. And they shall kindle in them and devour them, and there shall not be any remaining of the house of Esau, for the Lord Yahweh has spoken it. You see? So we're gonna kindle in them and we're gonna disintegrate them, and he's never gonna be able to see life again. Okay, he's gonna be taken out of the way. All right. So going back to Psalms 109 and 14. Let the iniquity of his fathers be remembered with the Lord Yahweh, and let not the sin of his mother be blotted out. Let them be before the Lord continually, that he may cut off the memory of them from the earth. See, the Lord is going to be remembering them continually. See, here it is that you wanted to be with a continual stroke. So the Lord is going to continually remember your ways. And that's why you're going to be annihilated, man. All right. It says, because that he has remembered not to show mercy, but persecuted the poor and needy man, that he might even slay the broken in heart. As he loved cursing, so let it come unto him. As he delighted not in blessing, so let it be far from him. As he clothed himself with cursing, like as with his garment, so let it come into his bowels like water, and like oil into his bones. Let it be unto him as the garment which covereth him, and for a girdle wherewith he is girded continually. Let this be the reward of mine adversaries from the Lord Yahweh, and of them that speak evil against my soul. Okay? Man, listen, the Lord gonna do you dirty, Esau. He allowing you to do what you do now just to destroy you. All right. Again, being the vessels of wrath fitted for destruction. All right. So let's just finish this up in Isaiah 14 and 6. He who smote the people in wrath with a continual stroke, he that ruled the nations in anger is persecuted, and none hindereth. The whole earth is at rest and is quiet. They break forth singing. Okay. Yeah. The whole earth, when you're taken out of the way, is going to be at rest. You see, because there's going to be no one to destroy the earth no more. You know, this devil's constantly, polluting the air, chemtrails with barium and aluminum, always constantly drilling into the earth, trying to find oil, trying to dig things up he don't need to be doing. You're supposed to give the earth an actual Sabbath every 7 years. Every 6 years, you till the ground. And then that 7th year, for a whole year, you're not supposed to touch the earth. That's why nothing can yield its fruit. That's why nothing is pure. You see, because you don't give the earth its actual Sabbath. You see, so the whole earth is going to be at rest. It says, yeah, the fir trees rejoice at thee, and the cedars of Lebanon say, since thou art laid down, no fella is come up against us. Yeah, because this devil, he sees trees, all he says is, oh, let me cut those down. Let me build something on top of that. You see? Here it is. He's just taking away our air, our oxygen. You see? So it says, hell from beneath is moved for thee to meet thee at thy coming. It stirreth up the dead for thee, even all the chief ones of the earth. It has raised up from their thrones all the kings of the nations. All they shall speak and say unto thee, art thou also become weak as we? Art thou become like unto us? Thy pomp, meaning the pride, is brought down to the grave, and the noise of thy vials, the worm is spread under thee, and the worms cover thee. How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning? How art thou cut down to the ground, which did weaken the nations? Okay, and that's speaking about Esau, because Lucifer just means a bearer of light. So they bear the light and wickedness on the left-hand side, okay? Which the true light bearers is actually Yahweh Shai, is us having the true wisdom of the Lord on the right-hand side. But here it's talking about Esau, because he has, the Illuminati has secrets, wisdom, right? Secretive wisdom that is on the left-hand side, okay? So it says, for thou hast said in thine heart, I will ascend into heaven. I will exalt my throne above the stars of Yahweh. I will sit as upon the mount, also upon the mount of the congregation in the sides of the north. Okay. I will ascend above the heights of the cloud. I will be like the Most High. You see, this devil's mentality is that he thinks he's the Heavenly Father. He thinks he's the Lord. You see? So that's why the Lord has said the pride of thine heart has deceived thee. Okay. Let's go back to Obadiah real quick. Okay, Obadiah 1 and 3, and it reads, the pride of thine heart has deceived thee, thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock. And we know that Esau came from Mount Seir, right? The clefts of the rock, okay? The mountains, mountain holes, rat holes, okay? It says, whose habitation is high, that saith in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground? Though thou exalt thyself as the eagle, all right? And they exalt themselves as an eagle, okay? They've always done it all the way to the ancient times, all the way to now. Even if you go into the caves of Mount Seir today, they actually have carvings of eagles in there, right? And in today's society in America, the bald eagle, all right, is pretty much the mascot of America. And though thou set thy nest among the stars, thence will I bring thee down, saith the Lord Yahweh. You see? So the Lord gonna bring them down regardless, okay? It says, yeah, going back to Isaiah 14 and 15. Yeah, thou shalt be brought down to hell and to the sides of the pit. They that see thee shall narrowly look upon thee and consider thee, saying, is this the man that made the earth to tremble, that did shake kingdoms, and that made the world as a wilderness and destroyed the cities thereof, that opened not the house of his prisoners? All the kings of the nations, even all of them, lie in glory, every one in his house, his own house. But thou art cast out of thy grave like an abominable branch, and as the raiment, Salakia, of those that are slain, thrust through with a sword that go down to the stones of the pit, as a carcass trodden under feet. Thou shalt not be joined with them in burial, because thou hast destroyed thy land and slain thy people. The seed of evildoers shall never be renowned. Prepare slaughter for his children, for the iniquity of their fathers, that they do not rise, nor possess the land, nor fill the face of the world with cities. For I will rise up against them, saith the Lord Yahweh of hosts, and cut off from Babylon, America, the name, remnant, son, nephew, saith the Lord Yahweh. You see, I will also make it a possession for the bittern and pools of waters, and I will sweep it with the besom of destruction, saith the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai of hosts. You see, so the Lord is gonna annihilate this place with thermonuclear missiles, man. Okay, as the scriptures tell you in Job the 20th chapter. Okay, Let's grab that real quick. This is Job 20 and 22, and it says, "In the fullness of his sufficiency," all right, meaning in the pride of his technology, in the height of his rulership, okay, him bringing and establishing his NWO, okay, which we're in that year, all right, of the NWO, okay. It says, "In the fullness of his sufficiency, he shall be in straits. Every hand of the wicked shall come upon him, while he is about to fill his belly." All right. So when this devil thinks that he has the world in the palm of his hands, right? When he thinks that that he's at the top and that nothing is going to bring him down, right? Because that's the pride of his heart. That's when the Lord's going to lift up that standard against him. Okay. It says, when he is about to fill his belly, Yahweh shall cast the fury of his wrath upon them and shall rain it upon him while he is eating. He shall flee from the iron weapon, and the bow of steel shall strike him through. See, it's going to return upon his own pate, as the scriptures tell you in Psalms. I believe that's the 7th chapter. All right. This is 7, and let's take it from 15. He made a pit and digged it, and is fallen into the ditch which he made. His mischief shall return upon his own head, and his violent dealing shall come down upon his own pate. You see? So it's going to return onto him, all right, when he least expects it. Okay? Psalms 37 and 7 reads what? It says, "Rest in the Lord and wait patiently for him." All right. Why? Because we're not to avenge ourselves. The scriptures say, the Lord said not to avenge yourselves because vengeance is his. You see, it says, "Rest in the Lord, Yahweh, and wait patiently for him. Fret not thyself because of him who prospereth in his way, because of men who bring wicked devices to pass. Cease from anger and forsake wrath. Fret not thyself in any wise to do evil. For evildoers shall be cut off, but those that wait upon the Lord, they shall inherit the earth." You see, going up to verse 1, "Fret not thyself because of evildoers, neither be envious against the workers of iniquity, for they shall soon be cut down like the grass and wither as the green herb. Trust in the Lord and do good, so shalt thou dwell in the land, and verily thou shalt be fed." You see? So at the end of the day, we have to put our full trust in Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, because why? We know that he's about to cut this devil off, man. That's the only thing that's left for this devil, is to be cut off from the face of the earth. You see, to be cut down from his rulership. All right. So I'm going to leave it there through the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. Lord willing, you will edify. Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai. Call Haloyim La Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Racha Wadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who rule well. Blessings and salutations to the hopeful elect that scattered abroad, the Akim and the Akwat that was listening in. Yahweh Ratazah, Lord willing, that the lesson was edifying. To the next one, Shalom, Shalom.